Now we begin with the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, the Panchama Veda, and the first sloka. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavi virilitam kalmashapaham Shravana Mangalam Srimadatam Bhubi Grinanti E Bhurida Jana. We were reading the conversation that Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna was having. Now, slowly we are entering into a wonderful chapter where Sri Ramakrishna is telling that three things you have to, three desire, three longing that you have to unify. Then only you can realize God. What are those three things? As the mother loves her child, that desire, along with that, the chaste wife, her husband, and the worldly man, his wealth. These three things, three type of desire, when unified, then only you can realize God. We find over the last time we were reading the last class that we have to search properly, then only we can realize God. मैं को कहाँ ढूंढो बंदे, मैं तो तेरा पास हूँ. While you are searching me, I am already with you. Then he says, खोजोगे तो अभी मिलूंगा, पल भर की तलाश में. If you are truly seeking me, asking for me, searching for me, within a moment I will reveal myself. खोजोगे तो अभी मिलूंगा. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling that searching should be with what? With our whole heart. How these three things united together. One person went to Jesus Christ. How should I have to pray to God? What is the system of praying God so that I can realize God? He told, go down to the water. He was bathing. And then the moment his head was below water, inside the water, he held that head. And for a long time he kept over there. When he was almost dying for a year, then he left, and like this. So that was the prescription of Jesus Christ. As you are longing for the air, for the breath, for the oxygen, when you are below water, similarly, you have to feel that I am going to die without God. Then only you will realize God. Just because some days of fun I came, that won't do. And Sri Ramakrishna, in his own way, is telling, and then he is telling, Yavat sarvam na samtaktam. Is another thing he is telling, that God is a very jealous lover. If you are loving anything else, he won't come. God won't come. Yavat, as long. Sarvam na samtaktam. Sarvam, everything. Samtaktam, completely. You are giving away. Tavat atma na labhyate. Till then, you will never realize God. Sarvavastu parityagi shesha atmeti katyate. Last class we discussed about this. When we are giving away everything, then only we will see God. It's not that it is a vacuum. It's not there is nothing. Obviously it is there. As long as the movie is going on, We are all looking at the pictures and the movements and the emotions that is coming out of that. And we don't know at the back of it, there is a white screen over which all these things are moving. Unless and until you remove all the pictures that is moving on the screen, you won't be able to understand the screen. To get the screen, to know the screen, what we have to do? We have to stop all the pictures that were moving. So that is the reason here also it says that unless and until you do this. Here we find it was Sunday and Aim came on his third visit to the Master. This is his third visit, the first, second and the third. In the third visit itself, so many knowledge we have got. Here he is describing, he had been profoundly impressed by his first two visits to this wonderful man. Now sometimes people will be coming to the holy person, but unless they are ready, they won't be able to appreciate. Unless their mind is ready, it is impossible to appreciate. The aim was ready, that's why he could appreciate. But his companion, his friend, his relative, Siddhartha, Sidhu, who brought him over here, he never visited again. Because he came to see only the scenario, the park, that in Dakshineshwar they have developed, the flower garden, the trees, the Ganga, and all neat and clean place of a Jamindars, and also the temple. So that much. But Sri Mom, he looked around, came to Sri Ramakrishna, met him, saw him, talked with him, and now he is impressed. He had been thinking of the Master constantly and of the utterly simple way he explained the deep truths of the spiritual life. Never before had he met such a man. So, simple explanation that he is giving. But from these we can understand the Master Mahashaya also. Sri Ramakrishna was sitting on the small couch. The room was filled with devotees because Sunday. So that is the reason. Here also, in the Sundays only people they come because most of them they are attached with some work, so obviously they cannot. He had taken advantage of the who had taken advantage of the holiday to come to see the Master. Aim had not yet become acquainted with any of them. So this is a point. When the devotees are coming to the Master, different type of people are coming. Some are educated, some are not, some are rich, some are not, and some are highly placed in the society people, some are not, but all they are coming and sitting together. That is a unique scene. It was almost absent in those days, unthinkable. Brahmin and the non-Brahmin sitting together side by side, unthinkable. Rich and the poor sitting together side by side, unthinkable. But almost unnoticed, this revolution took place in the small room of Sri Ramakrishna at Dakshineshwar. Srima came, joined in that group, but not acquainted, and slowly we'll find they are developing not friendship, brotherhood. They are becoming so close to each other. So here, Aim had not yet become acquainted with any of them. So he took his seat in a corner. The Master smiled as he talked with the devotees. He recognized. Look at the gentle, the courtesy. When a person is entering, he is very new. Only before he has visited. Sri Ramakrishna, you have to understand, is the personality of 18th century, 19th century. Even then, the cuts say, the moment a person is coming, you have to smile at him, you have to glance at him, so that you are recognizing him, that you are here, I have seen you. This is very absent nowadays in our society. Majority of the people, they don't understand this. And if the person is important, he will never look at you to make it understand that he is important. So this is the thing, Sri Ramakrishna. And Sri Ramakrishna was sitting on the small couch and he is addressing his words. Aim has noticed, he is mentioning here, particularly to a young man of 19 named Narendranath, who was a college student and frequented the Brahma Samaj. His eyes were bright, his words were full of spirit, and he had the look of a lover of God. How Aim could understand? Just because Narendranath, of course, he was very, very handsome. Swami Vivekananda afterwards is Narendranath. He was very handsome. But does it mean the handsomeness means that lover of God? No. His eyes shows. Is all within. Constantly, if you look at the eyes of people, you will find that some of the people who, when they are looking, you can understand there is no simplicity. Even because Aim is a teacher, is a master, he handles. So obviously, just by seeing the face, just by seeing the person, he had understood this. This is the intellect, very highly intellectual person, Sri Mom. What is this Brahma Samaj? It was started in Calcutta in 1828. Mainly, it was an opposition to the Brahmin, we can say the ruling or practice of the spirituality. It's not against the Hinduism. They are accepting, the Brahmas, they accept the Veda. Only in this thing. And why this? Because in those days, the missionaries, they used to spread this way that how the God who is all pervading can come in the murti, in a statue. How it is possible? It was unthinkable for other people to answer. So obviously you will find from this Hinduism, from this ancient religion, because of this typical Brahminism, because they stand in between God and the devotee, and it is their profession. And obviously to make the profession more prosperous, profitable, they always say, you cannot directly go to the God, you have to go through me. That is the problem. And they go on keeping so many rules and regulations, try to maintain that way. And this is the reason Buddhism came out, Jainism came out, the Brahma Samaj, that was also created only for that. Then came the Prarthana Samaj, then Arya Samaj. All they were coming out as if out from the Hindu fold, but all they are Hindus only because they believe in Veda. Whoever is believing in the Veda, they are Hindus. This Brahma Samaj on 28th August 1828, it came out and Raja Ram Mohan Rai was the founder. Raja Ram Mohan Rai, actually first it was Tattva Bodhini Sabha. Tattva means the truth. Bodhini, to understand. Sabha means congregation. So first it was Tattva Bodhini Sabha. Then afterwards, Devendranath Thakur, the father of Rabindranath, when he took up, then he gave the name Brahma Samaj because they were the worshipper of Brahman, not Brahma, Brahman. So from that, and slowly it came out, and afterwards Hemendranath Tagore, he wrote the code of practice of the Brahmas. And it was in 1860. See, these people, they have started working before Sri Ramakrishna, 1828. And Sri Ramakrishna, 1836. 1860, they came out totally from the Hindus. Why? How? Because in those days, in that traditional Hinduism, education for the girls was a taboo. But the Brahmas, they said, no, girls should get the education. And in those days, in the traditional Hinduism, the moment your daughter is 6 years old, you must have to give her to marriage. The Brahmas said, no, as long as she can study and let her select her own husband, etc., etc. All modern thoughts came, and they were copying to some extent the European life. But obviously, their deviation, it came, and so many stories are there, and particularly in Calcutta, of course. It is not the West Bengal in those days. Calcutta was the main people, educated people, wealthy people used to live over there. So whatever they did in the society, that was reflected in the whole society. And they were the main followers of Brahma Samaj. But main thing was the attack by the so-called missionaries on the traditional Hindu way of worshipping. So many gods and goddesses. And they used to attack vehemently on goddess Kali. Because the goddess Kali, she is black, she is cutting the head of the people, having the garland of the skull, and all this thing. So it was so easy to criticize. It's difficult to criticize Krishna. He's a good-looking person and doing no harm only. But they used to criticize the Kali. And of course, in the name of Krishna also so many slanders and all things they spread it. It was difficult for the then Hindus, particularly, they were not in a position to counter. And all the educated people, right from our Raja Ram Mohan Rai, they came out slowly. Some got converted into Christianity directly, like Madhusudhan Datta, the famous writer, poet, and Reverend Krishna Mohan Bandyopadhyay. He was a Banerjee, Bandyopadhyay. He was a Brahmin, and he was so proud. He never left that title, his surname, Bandyopadhyay. He used to say, Reverend Krishna Mohan Bandyopadhyay. But I was a Brahmin, now I am a Christian. Because of him, most of the Christianity in Bengal, because of him. So this is the history background where Sri Ramakrishna is coming. And then came their education philosophy, education policy. They wanted to implement. And they wrote, if this policy, education policy can be implemented, I am sure within 3 to 5 years, there will not be a single idol worshippers in India. So that was their planning, and they were planning in 1882, 2018, 28, 29, 30 at that time. So the advent of the God in the form of Sri Ramakrishna to protect the traditional, ancient, our Vedic religion, this we have to understand, otherwise we won't be able to. And this boy with whom Sri Ramakrishna is talking, this Narendranath, and he is the representative of the then younger generation, all of whom were connected with Brahma Samaj. People is to feel shy to tell that I am a Hindu. It is not today. It is that long back. There, the atmosphere was such, any educated people, they used to shun or feel shy to tell that I am Hindu. Some of them were, of course, traditional, and there's a lot of, I am not entering into that. This Brahmo Samaj, they brought a tremendous change in the society, suddenly. And that there, this Narendranath, he is a member of the Brahmo Samaj who do not believe in worshipping in idols and images, who is constantly studying Veda and then discriminating and mainly akin to the Bible and their thoughts. And this young man is sitting over there and Sri Ramakrishna is talking with him. In gaze that the conversation was about worldly men who look down on those who aspire to spiritual things. The master was talking about the great number of such people in the world and about how to deal with them. Master to Narendra, how do you feel about it? Worldly people say all kind of things about the spiritually minded. But look here, when an elephant moves along the street, any number of carts and other small animals may bark and make a noise, but the elephant doesn't even look back at them. If people speak ill of you, what will you think of them? Many of our mothers also, when the son has become a sannyasi, they will be coming to the ashrama and then be criticizing the sannyasis and the ashrama, and sometimes some mothers say, had I known it earlier, I would have killed my child when he was just newborn. But these mothers are so devoted, all the time they will bring the fruits or some cooked food and touch the feet of the sannyasis, but not liking her own son to become sannyasi. So that is a bit peculiar, the mother's affection. Let others go and we will say namaskar, pranam, we will support them, but not my son. She should be with me. So this tremendous attraction for the child, that is Sri Ramakrishna is telling. You should have that type of attachment for God. So here Narendra, he is asking, we have seen this also, there are so many people, they will be criticizing good people, very peculiarly, not knowing anything. So here Narendra, he is, the moment he asks what he will do, I shall think that dogs are barking at me. Then master smiling, oh no, you must not go that far, my child. Everybody is laughing. God dwells in all beings. But you may be intimate only with good people. You must keep away from the evil-minded. God is even in the tiger, but you cannot embrace the tiger on that account. You may say, why run away from a tiger, which is also a manifestation of God? The answer to that is, those who tell you to run away are also manifestations of God. Why shouldn't you listen to them? This is a very, sometimes it's a Vedanta, and in Vedanta means all creation has come from the Brahman, or in a simple word we can say, if God has created everything, that every being, everything is nothing but manifestation of God. In that case, tiger, or the people who are crooked, cruel, they are also the manifestation of God. Then why should you not talk with them, develop friendship with them? Here, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is giving an answer. And through a wonderful story, in one ashrama, the master, the guru, he taught the disciples that God is residing in every being. Sarva Bhute. In every being the God is there. And the disciple, next day he went to the jungle to bring some wood. And suddenly he heard some people, particularly woodcutters who were there, shouting, "Sir, go away. One elephant is coming, it has become mad, it is coming, go away." But he thought, no, my guru said, God is in every being. This elephant is also God. Why should I go away from my God? Then the person who was sitting on the neck of that elephant, the Mahout, he was also shouting, go away, go away. But this fellow won't. So obviously, of course he was not killed. He was dashed by the animal and he went unconscious. The people brought him back to the ashrama. When he became conscious, when they asked him, why you were standing over there while other people were going away, running away? Why should I? He said. My Guru said that God is in every being. So God is also there in the elephant. Why should I be away from God? The Guru was there. He said, but the person who was sitting on the elephant, he is also God. Why you didn't listen to him? So this is the way we have to understand. Then in Bengali, Sri Ramakrishna said, Bhakto hobi, to boka hobi can. Why should you have to be a fool to become a devotee? You need not to be a fool. You have your own judgment. You have to understand when, how you should implement what type of teaching. That depends on you. This is very essential. When I was there in that Middle East, and there was a young people, all their parents, they requested me, Swamiji, give a lecture to our young children, particularly those who are going to join the college or they are in that class 10, 11, 12, first year. So we don't know how to handle them. So I was telling them this way. So these are the things that you have to understand first, because life is yours. You can make it, you can mar it. In English they say, you can make it, you can mar it, you can destroy it. Suffering will be yours. But being a member of the human society, when you are suffering, you are bringing that suffering on the society also. When the peoples are there standing, showing the placard that we are homeless, are they helping the human society? No. They are the liabilities, as they call in accountancy, asset and liability. They are not asset, they are liabilities. And the other people obviously cannot throw them away, parting with their own wealth to make them survive, just to helping them that way. Why? So this is the way I was talking to them. Then one young man stood up and said, suppose I am away, and he got a, I think in America or in Canada, majority of the people, they are all Indians who are working over there in the Middle East. Their children are all coming in to join in this University of America and Canada. And the boy got a chance over here somewhere. He stood up and said, now I am going to join in the college. Nobody will be there to guide me. If there is a problem, then who will help me? My parents are not there. Elders are not there. Who will help me? I told you will have to help yourself. You have to help yourself. You have learned all these things. You have learned how to live. Now when people are teaching, teachers are teaching how to swim. But then when you are in the water, you have to swim. Teacher cannot all the time hold you to swim. It is not. So this is the way. You know that you are a human being. So Sri Ramakrishna is teaching like that. When you are listening Vedanta, God is in every being. It doesn't mean that all bad people, they are also God. So I will go and have their company and then imbibe all the bad habits from them. No, that is the thing we have to learn. I went to, in West Bengal, you're in West Bengal, there's a, like Kali Ghat, Dakshineshwar, there is a very famous place, Tarapit. I went over there. And the moment there is a Kali, means Tantra. And Tantra means there should be in a burning place, in a burning ghat, and the people should be there. And when in the burning ghat people are burning the dead bodies, you are doing the tapasya sadhana over there, and of course you have to drink, you have to smoke, and to do this Panchama, etc., etc. But is it really necessary? I saw some of the people sitting over there, and one gentleman, he was a little elderly, he has a wonderful voice, he was singing bhajan of Goddess Kali all alone. I went and sat by his side, and when I talked with him, so you sing very well, where you have learned? He just glanced at me and he said, don't be here, go away. Go away. This place has a peculiar thing that it attracts. Then keep those people over here and you have got everything lost. Go away. So that when you go over there, young people, they go over there in search of religion. They think that they are all great sadhakas and they will have their company. And in that company, what you are learning? All these bad things. So that is the time you have to use your own discrimination, your own intellect. There is nobody, you have to help yourself. So Sri Ramakrishna is teaching that this is the way you have to learn. Let me tell you a story. Then he said the story. Then one person said, if a wicked person is about to do harm or actually does so, should we keep quiet then? Now the spiritual people are supposed to be very quiet and they should not fight and they should not also do anything which is not like spiritual. So obviously you will see they are very humble type and people they recognize them. Oh, so he is so humble. His voice is almost, you cannot listen. And if they are not talking, that means they are very, very religious person. This is not like this. So this Ramakrishna is telling the story again. Why the story? The first story he said, and then he said, this type of people are very dangerous. He said, quoting, Apo Narayana. Water means Narayana, God. And with the water you can do anything. Suppose there is no God and goddesses. Suppose there is no holy place. You just take a little water, you can worship in the water. Because water has no figure. And that is the reason, Apo Narayana. The Hindus, they don't believe in any image. They take the help of the image only for the concentration. I told it again and again, that is the original thing. And that is the reason always we should, at the time of puja, you will have a pitcher full of water. Even the people at the religious people, orthodox religious people, anything holy means at the gate they will keep some pitcher. Even in the South India, they will be breaking the coconut only. The last time when I went over there, I saw the chariot and they were breaking the coconut in America. And the shells of the coconut, that was all over the road. I was thinking at least some of our devotees will go and pick it up and clean it. No one went because in our blood it is Indian. So we are so happy to make it everything dirty. Other people will pick it up. Why should we? So even living in America, we have not learned this thing. We are breaking the coconut on the road, and then when it is all scattered, we are so happy we are religious person. But without knowing, I was almost willing to go and pick it, to show them that you should not do like this. And why they are breaking the coconut? They don't know. It's not for the coconut, it is for the water. It to show that the water is a symbol of no fall. Water has no fall. In whatever pitcher, on whatever thing you keep, it takes the shape of that. And that is the reason water is the symbol of without any fall. So here Sri Ramakrishna is telling, Apo Narayana. But the filthy water you cannot use for the puja. When you are performing, then you must be very careful about that. So that way he was telling about this. Then this person said, "Sir, if a wicked person is about to do harm or actually does so, should we keep quiet?" This is a very, very practical question. When a religious person is over there, particularly the devotees, what should be their duty? Whole India, Bharat Varsha, it became weak because of the wrong interpretation of ahimsa, non-violence. What is non-violence? Even the soldier, they are all sitting and doing japa without practicing the target, without practicing the parrot, without practicing the martial art. And when other people are coming, they will go and say, "Please don't do this." What happened? I was going from Calcutta to Delhi, and one brahmachari and one devotee came to see me off in the station. In the bunk and the train is there. My particular place which was booked for me, one person, drunkard, he was lying over there. He was a porter. And he was lying over there, and the brahmachari went, because it was almost time. So he went and said, "Oh, please get down, because this is booked for our Swamiji, he will go." And he used all the filthy languages he knew. And he said, "Damn with your Swamiji." And he came and he said, "See, this type of word he is telling what to do." Then the devotee went. He also, because he is a devotee, and that too along with the sannyasi and brahmacharis, so he was so mild and gentle, and that was the reaction again. I told you are not listening to the words of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, the mother. You have to behave with him with the language that he understands. I entered into that and I shouted, "Hey, get down!" Immediately he jumped down. And he, with a folded hand, he looked at me. Then he said, "Swamiji, mere like kuch seva? Can I do any service to you?" Then there is our water bottle. I told, "Take this water bottle, wash it 3 times, fill it with good water and bring it." And very obediently he was doing. He was a good man, but under the spell of intoxication. But do you only understand this type of language? I'm not criticizing anyone. But according to the situation you have to behave. Not just like a holy man means constantly, as Sri Ramakrishna says, mewing. Constantly, very humble way of doing. No. You have to behave along according to that. Then in our Shastra also, in a Smriti, very categorically it mentioned, Agnido, Garadas Chaiva, Shastrapani, Dhanapaha, Kshetra, Darapaharicha, Shadete, Atataina. The aggressor, Atatai. And who are these Atatai? Look at our dharma. They have analyzed all the system of life, time of life, condition of life in the society. So 6 type of person, every time they are very specific. Whom you can call Atatai, aggressor. This. And who are they? Those who are giving the arson, administering poison, attacking with weapons, taking away your wealth, or the land, or the wives. These 6 type of people are Atatai. How you are going to behave with them? There is also Manu Maharaj, who is the lawmaker of the Hindu society. Very clearly he is telling, in Manu Smriti, it is said, Atutainam ayantam. The moment you see the aggressors are approaching you, Hanyad eva, kill them, or bicharan. Bichare, without any discrimination, simply kill them. That is Hinduism. Is his religion teaching weakness? No. As you are in the society, you have to be strong. Of course, we have to keep in mind these things, as now when I am telling, and all our civilized people will be shrinking. Oh, what type of religion is this? Teaching to kill others? As because we are protected by the police. As because we are protected by the administration. As because we are protected by the present day society. But think of that society when you have to save yourself. You have to save. Otherwise there is no one. And that is the reason in America they are so fond of and fighting for the armed attack. They like to keep the guns because that was the weapon with what they fought, and it has become a part and parcel of their life. Though it is not necessary now, because in every corner there are police people are there, and America it is famous, 911. So obviously you need not to. But this is the teaching, this is the scripture that I am quoting long back when there was nobody, when they used to go, and that is the reason the Buddhist, particularly the Buddhist monk, they discovered karate, judo and all sorts of free hand combat. Because when they used to go, when they were attacked, they had to protect themselves. We cannot all the time go for calling the police. So that is the reason where here it is telling. But Sri Ramakrishna, when he is speaking, is a modern society, sitting almost near the Calcutta. What is his teaching? Wonderfully, he is telling, listen to a story. Through a story he is telling. A man living in society should make a show of anger. I repeat the word, show of anger, not original. A man living in society should make a show of anger to protect himself from evil-minded people. But he should not harm anybody in anticipation of harm likely to be done by him. So then he says a story again, the story of a snake and a brahmachari, a holy man. The holy man, the brahmachari, when he was about to cross a meadow, then the cowherd boys came running to him and said, "Sir, don't go. There is a poisonous snake. It will attack you and you will be in difficulty." The brahmachari said, "Thank you for the information, but you need not to be afraid. I know a mantra and the snake won't be able to do any harm to me." And he went, and truly the snake came to bite. Then the brahmachari, who knew the mantra and could talk, we assume, could talk with the snake, asked the snake, "Why you are harming people? And by this way you are only harming yourself. The more bad work you are doing, harming others, and more bad result is coming on your life. I will give you a mantra. You go on, repeat that. Don't harm others, and you will be blessed by God." The snake received the mantra, and as was instructed by his teacher, he went on repeating the mantra. Slowly became very docile and humble. Now these boys, the cowherd, they noticed it. In the beginning, they were throwing the stones from distance. When they saw no reaction from the snake, they went near. Then took it by hand and whirled it, dashed it against the ground, and then left it over there. The poor creature, because the Guru said not to harm others, and he was practicing mantra, see, it lived like that, and it survived. After 1 year, when the holy person came back, this boy told, "Oh, that snake has died." Then the man said, "It cannot be, because I have given a mantra, I know it won't die." He went, called the snake, And hearing the voice of his guru, his master, the snake came out, prostrated before. Seeing him, the master said, "Why you are in this condition? Why don't you eat?" "No, I take food. Perhaps I am not taking the simple food that I am taking, so I have reduced, etc." He couldn't even remember that people harmed him. He became so highly elevated soul. Then his guru said, "You fool! I asked you not to harm others, but did I ask you not to hiss? You should hiss and make people afraid who are coming to harm you, and that way you have to survive." So this is the teaching that we must learn. Then, in this creation of God, there is a variety of things: men, animals, trees, plants. Among the animals, some are good, some bad. There are ferocious animals like the tiger. Trees bear fruit, sweet as nectar, and others bear fruit as that is poisonous. Likewise, among human beings, there are the good and the wicked, the holy and the unholy. Men may be divided into 4 classes. This is the observation of Sri Ramakrishna. Bhagavan Sri Krishna also classified people in 4 groups: Artha, Jigyashu, Artharthi, and Jnani. These are the 4 types of people are there. There are so many people. Almost when we look at them, almost same. But according to the thinking capacity, mental attitude, they are 4 different groups. One is distressed, Artha. One is inquirer. Another is wealth seeker, or Tharthi. Another is Jnani. He is trying to know Brahman. This Jnani is the best. And Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna says there are 4 types of people. Among the ever free, we may count the sages like Narada. Men may be divided into 4 classes. Those bound by the fetters of the world, 1 class, that's called Baddha in Sanskrit. The seekers after liberation, Mumukshu. Then the liberated, Mukta, ever free, Nitya. Baddha, Mumukshu, Mukta, and Nitya. Mukta and Nitya, those who are free from the bondages of this world or attachment, they are Mukta. But they are just like ordinary monks. But they are great people, of course. There are another class that's called Nitya, like Swami Vivekananda. Nitya means they are completely free from the birth. They are not anyway attached with the world. No attraction for anything in this world. Still they come. Still they take the form of a human being, still they live like just ordinary people, and then they show us that this is the way of life that one should live. That is Nitya. But the 2 people, one is Baddha, another is Mumukshu. Who are the Baddhas? Among the ever free, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, like Narada. Those in bondage are sunk in worldliness and forgetful of God. Not even by mistake do they think of God. The seekers after liberation want to free themselves from the attachment to this world. Now here, the psychology. Some people, not that the people don't like God, almost all of them, in all country, in all religion, they will believe in God. But they are believing for some reasons. As Sri Krishna, he has said, because of the 4 reasons. And among the people, very, very few will be there who really want to realize God, really want to live for God. Sri Ramakrishna is talking about that. And then he is giving a description how the worldly people are. They can do anything and everything only for themselves. I was the other day, I was observing a movie, a villain. He was there, he was surviving, and all the people who were working for him, if necessary, he was killing them without any hesitation. And one girl, she used to bring all the information for this person, and she used to love this person. Then ultimately one day when the police surrounded him, that girl was with that man, villain. And she thought that both of them will leave. But finally, to her utter surprise, and that was the main thing of the whole movie, the two eyes of that girl looking at that man, whom all through her life perhaps she loved, liked, served, protected, betrayed. Betrayed her, how? Hold her just in his front, so that the moment the police shoot, the first bullet will hit her. He never hesitated for a moment that this girl served me so well. No, because worldly person. For him only I should survive and no one else. I don't care. So these are the worldly person. If we are mixing with them, we are bringing harm to us. Forget about God, God realization, spiritual life. But we have to understand under whose company, with whose company we are going. We are leaving. Because the more a man is known by his company, as they say, and his influence will certainly come on me. So this is the people who only live for themselves. Then one devotee, when Sri Ramakrishna was describing in that way, one devotee is asking, Sir, is there no help then for such a worldly person? Is there no help for that worldly person? Look at it. This is the beauty of the Hinduism, beauty of the Sanatana Dharma. They never say that eternal help. That's a wrong conception. Everyone has a chance. And here he says, Master, certainly there is. From time to time, he should live in the company of holy men. Look at it. He is not telling that he should born in a Brahmin family or he should do this fasting for 2 months or 3 months. Nothing like that. Very simple suggestion he is giving, and perfect suggestion. He is telling from time to time, not that all the time all through his life, time to time he should live in the company of holy men. In the last few classes we have already described, quoting from different scripture, who can be called as holy men. Not that the person who is cladding this type of clothes and living as a mendicant life, no. And then also going to solitude to meditate on God. Some people are going into solitude, the moment there will be summer, all they will drive, they will go into solitude, and more solitude with to catch fish. So many people they will be doing like that, all alone, and then catching fish and all. No, that is not the solitude. Of course, that is physically solitude, but psychological solitude is, yes, Sri Ramakrishna is very specific. Go into solitude to meditate on God. That is the benefit of solitude. Furthermore, he should practice discrimination. This is the 4 points we must remember all the time. Those who want to be good people. What we have to do? Controlling of hope, these, that is all afterwards. Outwardly. But the 4 main things, first we have to have the company of holy people, means inspiring words. Spirituality is nothing but inspiration. The person, the students who are sitting over there, a teacher comes and he speaks in such a way that each and every one, they get inspired. You can be a very good student. You can learn this, you can do this. The way they will tell, all of them are inspired. He did not to explain the subject. They can help themselves in that way. Inspiration is necessary. When the people, they are going for the war, the armies, the military people, the main thing is inspiration. The way they will go on telling them, they feel encouraged even to give their own life, sacrifice their own life, forgetting their family. That is the power of inspiration. Spirituality is also like that. So holy people means getting inspiration to become holy. And he has to practice discrimination. What is good and what is bad. And finally, pray to God. This is very, very important. In this month end, when we will be meeting, I don't know how many of you go, when you will be meeting for the retreat, spiritual retreat, there we will be discussing mainly on prayer. Because this is very important. How to be spiritual. So on that, the prayer. Sri Ramakrishna said, Sadhu Sangha, Nirjan Vash, Vichar and Prarthana. Prarthana means constantly talking with God. In a Muslim saint, he is telling, as much as possible talk with God, and as less as possible talk with the worldly people. And whatever is coming within your mind, talk with God and talk with God as if He is there. Then Sri Ramakrishna said a very important word. Looking at the Kedar means one gentleman, you must have heard about the tremendous power of faith. We will close today here, and in the next class we will discuss about the prarthana and faith. Now a little time is there for 5 minutes. If anyone wants to ask any question, then we can try to answer that question on this topic. If you have any question, then
you said there are 4 classes of people, like
Bhaddha, Mumukshu, Nitya, Mukta.
For a common man, it becomes difficult. You always think that he's Bhaddha, then he's down. No, I mean, he cannot progress, right? But if he's thinking that he's higher, then maybe because of ego in that. So it is very difficult to, these classes make persons a different spiritual life.
Bhaddha people, God bless, we are not in any company of Bhaddha people. We have not seen those people. In the history also you will find there are some people so dangerous. This type of people are so dangerous you cannot think of it. And we rest assured that none of us are Bhaddhas. We are mumukshus. Each and every one of us, a mumukshu means trying to get the blessings of God, trying to understand religion, trying to be religious people, but intensity of that try may be a little less or more, that's all. Yeah.
My question is, they always say the mankind, the service to God. So how would you elaborate in the same way of doing goodness to people?
That that is a Vishwasa. That thing we will be discussing afterwards. It is not just out of emotion. Sometimes in the modern society, they will be thinking about the others. Oh, these people are in distress. Let us go and serve them. Not out of emotion, out of knowledge. Because of the philosophy and because of the faith. What is that faith? God is there residing in that person also. And then I am going and serving him. Service to man is service to God. And that is a faith, that is a belief, that is a philosophy, that is a theory. So if you understand this, then we are going and serving in every work, every thought, every prayer, transforming you for the better, better and better. That is the introduction, a modern introduction of Swami Vivekananda and Sri Ramakrishna. This is called Karma Yoga. And there you are going not in a higher position. Some people, when they look at the poor people, they'll be throwing money like that. It's not like throwing, it's doing the worship. And almost in all civilized society, there are government branches are there, department is there, taking care. Social security in America, in our India also there are social departments are there. They're taking care of this type of people. All the people, thousands and millions of workers, they are working in the department. Are they holy people? Doing something holy? Not at all. They're just doing their job. But same work, if you are doing with a philosophy, with a feeling that he is not only a poor person, distressed person, but God himself. The God has come in that form. In that thought process, you are purifying yourself. That is called faith. You have to believe in the words of holy personalities like Vivekananda, like Sri Shankara, like Bhagavan Sri Krishna. That is the thing. Any other question? Well then, okay. Then once again, now just opposite, there is the pranam mantra. This pranam mantra we will recite. I will say and then you can repeat after me. Niranjanam nityam Anantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dhrita Vigraham Vai Ishavataram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.